Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. In today's video, as you can see, we're playing Forza 2005 and welcome to Mexico. As you can see, it's so beautiful and colorful, and yeah, it's Mexico. It's really colorful. You can see lots of vegetations, deserts, but as well as it's a really colorful map and really beautiful to see. And as you know, we are in Forza 2005, and of course I got the early access for the game. Because you can see we have the new Supra, which has the basically the retro Supra body kit, or like the Mark IV body kit. And as you can see, it's pretty beautiful. And one thing I really like about this game, the terrain, as well as it's gonna be the most mixed map. Like it's gonna be a lot of jungles, a lot of cities, bridges, colorful forests, and of course the car sounds. This sounds so phenomenal. Like many cars which have really great sounds. For example, the RX-7 or the Eastern Skull Artificial. Well, speaking about cars, in today's video, as you read the title, we're gonna recreate Keisuke Takahashi's Mazda RX-7, the empty version from the 5th stage. So let's begin the build, shall we? So for this build, of course, we're gonna use a Mazda RX-7, but rather than using the Affinity one, I'm gonna use the Spirit R Type A version because it has a lot more customization than the Affinity one. Don't get me wrong, although the Affinity one has the body kits, but I think I'm gonna need some customization for the spoilers. For example, we don't have the silver spoiler for the Affinity one because it has a lot more bumpers and other options for the Spirit R. So let's get into the build. So for the front bumper, we're gonna go with the series one. Now, I know people in the last video told me that the body kit was not accurate in the Need for Speed Heat one, but here's the thing: since the body kit which is used in cars, the RM1, but since we don't have the RM1 in the game, so I think we're gonna try to recreate the most of it. But I think we're gonna use a different body kit. But I guess it's really possible to like match the car from the original build. So for the rear spoiler, we're gonna go with the CRS one. For the rear bumper, we're gonna go with the CRS one again. For the side skirts, of course, CRS, and for the hood, we're gonna go with CRS. So you can basically use the CRS body kit and you're done with the build. But we're gonna do more than that. We're gonna go to tires, and oh boy, I'm gonna talk about the engine and the customization. Now, this did say they had customization to a lot of the cars, but the more new feature in the customization that you can wrap the engine, like here. Isn't it great? Kind of reminds me of Need for Speed Heat, but moving on for the tire, we're gonna make them a bit bigger. Then we're gonna fitment. So for the rims, we're gonna go with the 6-spoke rims. Of course, the Advent RG2, RGIR2 might as well, but I think we got better options. For example, the 5-second GN Plus, but I think the Advent looks good, so I think we're gonna go with this one. And we're gonna make them a bit big, around I guess 18 inches. Then of course we're gonna go with the brake caliper. I'm gonna go red brake calipers for the, I use race springs. Of course we're gonna add anti-roll bars, and we're gonna light the car a bit. As for the performance, we're gonna go with turbo, and this is where you can hear the difference in the sound of the engine. For example, this is stock. Then we have a bit more raspberry. Then we have more raspberry. So what I come in the difference for the rotors, that start rotor sounds a bit, calm. Then we have a bit more high revving, and we have the more high revving. So of course we're gonna go with the race rotors. Of course we're gonna go with the race exhaust. next thing we're gonna go with the drivetrain, we're gonna go with the race clutch. And as for the transmission, we're gonna go with the race one because it increased the stats a bit. Again, for the driveline, we're gonna go race driveline. And for differential, we're gonna go a race differential. So here we are. This is the build. This is how the car looks like. I think it matches really well, although it's not the RMM kit, but still, I mean, it kind of looks great. I had cannons and would match the most. But the thing that really concerns is that rather than pop-up headlights, there's integrated headlights, and rather than double, you know, that exhaust, it's got a bit of big exhaust, and I would expect if the developers could add the option to add a custom exhaust. I mean, in some cars they have option, but for example, they don't have in this one, so I think it's totally fine. Now, as for the color of the car, we can go with the main body, and of course we're going to choose a yellow color. Gonna fine tune a bit. I think this looks great, it matches really well, and of course for the brake calipers I'm gonna make him red in color. As for the rims, I'm gonna go with the special colors. I'm gonna choose these one, which are kind of a bronze or, you know, copper finish. And as for finally for the hood, we're gonna go with the special colors, and we're going to choose the carbon fiber, not the glossy one, but you can choose the glossy one, but I prefer the carbon finish. And there we go, we're done with the bodywork and the paint of the car. So after the whole build, this is how the car looks like. In my opinion, it looks really great, but still it's a bummer that it's not the RMM kit. But although I tried to match the car really well, this is how the car looks like. And although I used the Series body kit, it's the body kit which really matches perfectly because it has the cannons as well as has the big wing. The only things I guess which are missing from this car is of course the integrated headlights rather than the pop-up headlights, and of course it has a small splitter in the front, and as well as it has a small diffuser at the back. But other than that, it looks really great, and in my opinion it looks really great. Still, in my opinion, I think developers should have added the option to add custom exhaust, but I mean, it looks really great, and the fact that this car sounds way better than the Forza 4 counterpart, because of course they did a really great job for many cars for this one. For example, one of my favorite sounding cars in this game has to be my favorite car, of course, the R34 Skyline. If you fully customize it, it really sounds like an actual, you know, GTR and how it should have sound. So let's go. Then I take the car out in the beautiful Mexican scenery and gonna do a race in it. So here we are in the open drive strip. As you can see, how the car looks like. In my opinion, it looks really great. And as you can see, the whole scene is so beautiful. The festival size. And you know, we have the desert over there, we got jungle over there, we got big hill over there. It's like really a mixed map, and it looks so beautiful. And to be honest, I like the Forza 5 map more than the Forza 4. And don't get me wrong, I don't hate Britain, but here's the thing, in Forza 4 the map kind of felt a bit dull, and it kind of felt really dull, and it was not that much brighter. It's not like Britain is a bad place, there are so many beautiful places, but it kind of felt a bit dull or not that much brightness. But in my opinion, it looks really great. Mexico, it's so much better than the Forza 4 map, and we have an awesome car to drive, of course, and Mazda RX-7, which is a JDM legend, and more than that, it's an iconic car from the initial D. And I'm really hoping to reconstruct all the initial D cars, and I will doing more in the next video. But for next video, I have a bit of special thing, and I'm gonna talk about that in the end of the video. For now, we're gonna do a drive in the Mazda RX-7. Well guys, looks like we're at the end of the video. I hope you really enjoyed the video. If you really enjoyed the video, like the video, share with your friends and family members, of course. If you're new to the channel, subscribe to the channel. And of course, in next, although I'm gonna make more initially video, but for next video, it's gonna be a bit of a special video because in next video I'm gonna make Bumblebee, but not the live action one, but the G one, which is of course the Beatles, since we're in Mexico. And if you know, the old Beatles are basically the part of the culture of the Mexico. It's gonna be an honor to build a Beatle, especially it's a Bumblebee. It's my favorite Autobot, and although, you know, Beatle was made by a person who I shouldn't supposed to take my name in the video, but till the next video, goodbye.